I can't say, in my experience, yeah, it's probably unusual, but I can't speak for anyone else in the criminal justice system. All I can speak for is the Pittsburgh Police, and I just want to reiterate that I stand by the officer, just as I would stand by any officer given the same circumstances. I reviewed it, and I don't think anything was done inappropriate. I think what he dealt with, he handled and followed the charges that he felt was necessary, and I think any officer put in those same shoes would have done the same thing.
But again, your eyes were on the video, more than one video. What you saw on that video, explain what you saw that would support the officer making the judgment call to file the assault charge that he filed.
I'm not gonna handle this in the media, going over everything in a video. I can tell you that with the officer, you gotta remember, we have the luxury of watching a video after the fact, and so do other people in the criminal justice system. What this officer had to do based on what he or she saw at the time of the incident, where we have so much time afterwards to critique and go through videos to determine if what they did was correct or not. Based on everything I saw in the video, and based on what was put in the report, was consistent, and I think he did what he believed to be was appropriate, and I strongly believe officers put in that same situation would have done the same thing.
Will you release the video, Chief?
After it goes through the criminal proceedings, absolutely.
You think that?
Right now, we have policies that prevent that, and we're not going to open this up to whether it's a stealer or a celebrity or your regular citizens out in the public that we would encounter. We're not going to stray from our policies because of the status of somebody that's been arrested.
Chief, the officer this morning, the officer who made the arrest of Joey Porter, made some public comments for the first time this morning. We spoke with the mayor's chief of staff earlier today, and he indicated that you, as well as the public safety director, were evaluating those comments to see if any disciplinary action should be taken against that officer, or if the officer, by making those comments, may have violated any departmental policies. Can you address that situation?
Yeah, I haven't heard the comments. I'll have to review them, but we're not permitted to speak to the media. That's why we have PIOs and to do that. So I don't know what he said. I'd have to look at it, but it's an internal thing that I'll handle on my level.
Suffice it to say, concern to you in the public safety.
Well, anytime somebody gets out to the media and they're not permitted, that's what we're here for. We'll send the message.
I think Kevin's indication was that it could compromise the case. That was his
Absolutely.
concern.
That's why we have the public information officers and myself to address things.
Chief, what do you say to the hundreds of men and women out there, your officers who are on the street every day doing their job, and then this happens? I know you're part of the criminal justice system, just a part of it. You don't make all the decisions. But what do you say to them who may think that, hey, we do our job and then this happens, or this is affecting morale perhaps? I can't say that definitely, but one gets the sense that from talking to some of the officers that there's an issue there. What do you say to these people?
One thing is the safety of the officers is paramount, and the safety of the people we deal with is paramount. When people do things that rise to the level where it potentially puts an officer in danger, obviously we're not happy with that. That's why the laws are on the book, to protect officers, to protect the district attorney, to protect judges, to protect teachers, to protect constables and other things like that. That's why the charge is higher than any other type of situation. It's to protect the officers and keep people from hurting them. For me, safety is paramount with our officers and all of officers in our country.
To have this decision made before it even gets in the courtroom based on the video, do you have any thoughts about the impact of video going forward in building a case for police officers? We know that you believe in the strength of a body cam for an officer in the field, but in terms of multiple sources of video, does this approach would happen in this case undercut officers in the future?
Because of having video?
Because of preemptory judgments being made outside of the courtroom simply on the existence of video.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big proponent of video. It helps everybody. But you've got to remember, when an officer's going through an incident, there's it's chaotic, a lot of things going on. So they're doing everything based on what their recollection when they're doing the report. A video is always nice because you can look at it and see maybe we missed stuff, or maybe you misinterpreted something, or anything like that. But in any investigation, we look for video for the case. So I don't think so. And I'm a big proponent, and I've said it in the past, of the body-worn camera. When that can help our officers, and down the road when we get more, I think that will help.
On that point,
One more question.
on that point, have you made any determination yet about the officer's use of his camera that day, body camera, and why it wasn't turned on until mid-incident?
Well, I have, and looking at the body-worn camera and even our policy, as soon as he was safely able to turn it on, he did.
Can I ask you one question real quick? Reaction to the incident today at the West End station where I understand the flag was turned upside down?
Yeah, we'll put something out on that. There was nothing malicious on that. We know what happened. I mean, obviously, we have video at the station as well. There was nothing malicious, and we'll put
Are
information
you
out.
saying it was
That was-
unintentional?
It was unintentional, I'm sorry, yes.
That's not what the FOP is saying.
The FOP, well, I'm not gonna speak for the FOP. I'm gonna speak for what the supervisors at the station are aware of.
You're saying it was accidentally
Yes.
done?
We'll put stuff out. I'm not gonna debate it right here because we're still going through that, but
Just to clarify.
yeah.
Kevin Ackland's statement earlier today hinted that there might be multiple officers whose comments were under review. Is it just Officer Abel, or is it multiple officers?
I have no idea who spoke. The only name I heard was his and Schwartzwalder. Schwartzwalder, if he's speaking on behalf of the Fraternal Order of Police, that's something that's different.
All right, thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hope you're feeling better.
Thank you, I appreciate it.